This is my rebuilt brick wall on my Scalextric track in this particular part. In this video, I'll show you how I made it. As you can see, no sooner have I started taking off the red and white border there, I'll also notice that it's doing the same underneath as well, as you can see. So I'm going to have to repeat the same process down there, which is a shame. But anyway, we'll get on to it. So as you can see, I've taken off the border. So now I've got to cut out some little sections in the board there, just to make the gaps so I can actually get the actual thing down properly. The actual metal clips, what have I done with those? These here. So these can be clipped in and screwed in properly and then slotted into the side of the track as they fit. And then it's a case of then just sticking the border down, and then obviously we need to tidy up, and we're, well, Bob's your uncle. As you can see, I'm sure that some of you have seen these before. You just pull it off the wire bit here, and then you then get a nice little cutting plier thing, cut these bits off, grab a file the edges down, and then you just simply pop them into the side of the track where there's a gap, where the track joins up. As you can see here, there's a gap there where they can slide into. There's one already in position. So now what I'm going to do basically is just push that down like that, and then I'll have to get my marker pen, draw around it, and then obviously cut that bit out so it will then sit down flush. I need to repeat that across all of the different areas as we come around the track. So there you have it. Cut all the little areas out so we can get the clips in. As you can see, they're going to fit in there fine. Now I did obviously take the track off, so I thought it would be easier that way, but also it means I can now give that section of the track a bit of a clean before I pop it back on. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the clips in by hook or by crook. The screws into the wood is a bit of a nightmare. So what I need to do now is fire the track up and run a car around just to make sure it's still okay. As you can see, I've now fitted the Pendle slot racing track securing. Not perfect, I know, but it's holding it down. That's great. I've also tied up all of the barriers, so I've trimmed them all off on the bottom there where all the super glue and bits of cardboard and stuff were stuck to it. Okay, and then the next step is to actually cover this section here, the white patch, with some of this one strike filler, which is dry in 30 seconds, no sanding, but it's also flexible as well, so it doesn't shrink or crack. So it's perfect for this sort of, for a shed environment where it gets very warm, it gets very cold, so it's going to fluctuate in temperature, which is great. So that's the next step to be done, is to seal all that, which I will now do, but you don't want me to sort of see me doing that, so I will stop the video there and come back and show you. As you can see, I've now filled over the plaster of Paris with my one strike filler. It's all nice and dry now. So the next stage is to give it a bit of a sand down to try and smooth off some of the more rougher edges, ready to start painting with the grey primer. Wooden surface was primed with grey primer, and I've now started to, as you can see, spray with my Plasticote Manhattan Mist spray, which sort of matches the rest of my track areas there, if you will, as well, to blend that in. So I've started to cut my wall, as you can see, so I've doubled up to make it 4 rows high. So it's just a case of letting those dry, and then what I'll do then next is then mark them, following Boone's guidance, so each brick being an inch wide and being a centimetre tall. So I'll then get my hot doodah, can't think what it's called, I'll probably show you when I do it, score the lines in, then I cover it in the one strike filler, let that dry. Then I apply a grey undercoat. Then I paint over with the bricks in terms of the red brick paint which I've got. Then I'll stick it all together, try and make it fit as best as possible, and then position it on there. Okay, so next stage after that will be me having scored the bricks into the wall, as you can see there. So as you can see, I've prepped the walls. I've cut the foam board out. I've used my soldering iron to mark out the brickwork positions and make the grooves to match the other red there. I've done the bits that go on the side there, which I'll tidy up. I'll also seal the foam board there with my one stroke filler. And once that's dried, I will then paint over the actual the grooves with some grey undercoat to make it look like cement, as I have done on the other bits of wall, as you can see there. And I will then individually paint all of the little bricks with red brick paint. And when I do that, I will then come back again. As you can see, I have used my filler to fill in the gaps on my brick wall, and then painted on the grey undercoat to look like cement. And the next step is to now get my red brick paint and paint the bricks in like the rest of it, and then try and fit it all together. So, as you can see, I've now painted all of the walls, the brickwork. So the next job now is to fit everything, to get them stuck to around the side there, and also to put the other ones on the side there and square it all away, and then hopefully it will all be ready for the next step. See there, I completed the grey edging around the track and rebuilt the wall. I've also done obviously the side there where it was slightly cut off. I've had to make sure that this particular section here is removable, so that when I reach into there to get the cars, they're more easy to get hold of, because obviously I can't get in there like that very well. And I do have a habit of sort of crashing every now and again, and so does Joe, my grandson, so that makes more sense to like that. So as you can see, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, as good as new. Okay, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, then click like. If you'd like to make a comment, please make a comment. And if you'd like to join my group of pit stoppers, then please subscribe, and you'll get to see my future videos. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Bye-bye.